Hey everyone, it's Amy, the Skin and Lash Lady, licensed esthetician, permanent makeup artist, and eyelash extensionista. Today, I'm going to help you troubleshoot because you're not seeing a result with your microcurrent. Doesn't matter which unit you have. Usually, there are simple things that you didn't realize you were doing, and we can help fix it so you get a better result. First of all, I always need to tell everybody this. Everybody's progress will be different because everybody's skin is different. It's like, why does somebody lose weight quicker or build muscle faster? Everybody's body's different. And you have to remember, you cannot remove a decade of age in 10 minutes. I wish that was possible, but it's not. So we have to be consistent, and it takes time. But I do know a lot of times people say, I'm not getting a result. Or the biggest one is, my eyes are really puffy afterwards. And when I hear that, I usually know right away that you do not have enough water in your body. So microcurrent needs water in the body to help move the current. So if you drank water at 9 o'clock in the morning, but now it's 3 o'clock and you've only had a cup of coffee, that's not hydration. So people always say, well, I don't want to drink a lot of water. I'm going to run to the bathroom. Well, usually you're doing this at home. So hopefully you're doing it in the bathroom. So right before you do your microcurrent, drink a bottle of water, a minimum of 12 ounces, or even 16 is better. And then afterwards you're done, start drinking again. I know me, I get totally distracted after I do my microcurrent. Whenever you see me online doing it, the next thing I'm usually like spent and I'm not drinking. And then I wake up the next day and it's like, oh, I look horrible because I don't have water. So remember, you need to drink your water before and you need to drink your water after. And if you're sitting here doing it yourself, you can be drinking your water during it too. The other thing that happens is that you're scheduling your microcurrent too close to a vigorous workout. I have so many clients that would come into the shop after just coming from Orange Theory, still sweaty and saying, oh, I haven't cooled down yet. Well, the skin is cooling down the body and it's sweating. It can't do microcurrent. You're asking it to do too much. So for those of you that do really hot type of activities or sweat a lot, or things like running, or you're on the Peloton bike and you're like, all those excessive movements do not work well with your microcurrent. So space them further apart. If you're working out in the morning, do your microcurrent in the evening and vice versa. So try to do your scheduling better. You'll get a better performance. More because the skin needs time to cycle back down. And of course, you need to rehydrate properly. So usually scheduling around your workouts as opposed to right before or right after will give you an improvement on your microcurrent. Another thing that happens with microcurrent is some people hold a lot of tension in their face. They just do. The fascia is fighting against the muscle. So there's a few things we can do. I know that I have a tight forehead all the time. So when I go to prepare for microcurrent, the first thing that I do is I spend a longer time cleansing my face with a lot of facial massage because number one, it also pushes water into my skin and I'm loosening it up. So you always see me sometimes do certain facial movements because I'm trying to get any excessive fluid out of my skin. The microcurrent will help with that, creating circulation, and I'm trying to loosen up my face. It's like when you ever go for a massage and you're really tight and it hurts and you don't get such a good massage, that's usually because the fascia is fighting against the muscle. So there are a few other things that you can do. So I love my Anma, and I'll put the link below, especially for clients that want to lift their eyebrows and the hooded eye. They're not getting a result because all of this is tension all the way into the scalp. So this muscle here goes all the way back. So a lot of times I tell my clients, give yourself a good facial massage. Mess up that hair. Head massage. But also the Anma is really good. Please remember, lighter is better. We don't want to be digging in. We want to be lighter. And if you have a spot, even with light, I have no pressure and it hurts, it usually means that's the tension spot. So work on that area just a little bit more. The same thing on the upper lip. And take the time. Don't rush it. I know we're in a society where everybody's in a rush. Really take the time. Maybe when you're prepping and you're drinking your water, in between, you can be working on this eye area. So slow and steady. I love my Anma, it feels so good. But you don't have an Anma and you have a gua sha. Same thing, light strokes to get the area released. And it's not any particular pattern. There is a video on me using my Anma, so same thing, it's like slow. If you feel a spot that's a little, right here's my tension, I'll just rub a little harder. Light, none of this digging in, light movements. We get the fascia. You don't have that, but you got a roller, no problem, the same thing. This one you have to put a little bit of pressure on, and you can work different parts of your face to start releasing. This is actually my least favorite for fascia release, but if you have it and you want to use it, the other thing is you have your hands. So these here on the Anma, this is called the thumbs, and these are called the fingers because it mimics our hands. So you can take your hands as knuckles and the same thing and just start releasing the tension. This I'm putting a little bit more pressure on it, but it's not that, you don't need that much. It's part of like facial massage. But the Anma tool, I think, is one of the best things that you can do to release your fascia. Okay, we got that done. So another part, ooh, my glasses are crooked, is you're going too fast with your unit. Now, when I demo on social media, the clock is sometimes ticking and I'm doing something really fast. And it's really slow and steady wins the race. When you first time do your entire face, it could take you 45 minutes. When clients tell me they're not seeing a result and they say, well, I'm doing it 3 times a day for 20 minutes, I know that it's going too fast. When you have a lot of microcurrent built up in you, I have a lot of microcurrent from doing it for a few years. The minute I touch the unit to my face, my muscle snaps back. But think about it, when you go in the gym, you don't sit there and go like this to build your muscle, right? You're going slow and steady. You're going to contract the muscle and you go slow down and slow up. So less is more. Be efficient. It's the same thing with the microcurrent. It is slow and hold. Now I don't have my unit plugged in, but if it beeps twice, I can let it beep again and stay for 20 seconds if I want. So each area you go over 3 times. So you would go and hold slow. It's slow movement. Now you say to yourself, well, I don't want to spend 45 minutes. You have to make an investment in your time, but then break it down and say, well, I'm going to do 20 minutes or 25 minutes on my lower face on one night. The next night, I'm going to work on the upper part of my face. And I have a few videos that show specific things like just the mouth, just the eye area, just the cheek. But you should at least, when you're starting out, do the protocol that's in the brochure that comes with the unit, and there's also a video on it, I'll link it here, of all of the base protocol, because I call it like boot camp. It starts to get everything going, so just slow it down. Like I said, we can't erase 10 years in 10 minutes, but we need to just slow it down and be consistent. The other thing that also happens that could be preventing you from getting a result is you're putting product on your face that could be blocking the current from going in, and you don't realize it. I talk about peptides a lot, but my peptides are specifically made to be used with microcurrent, and not all peptides are the same. So my peptides are like water. There's no oil in them, there's nothing, they go right into the skin. But some peptides are in a base that could have an oil in it, an emollient, silicone, glycerin, something that's going to be blocking the current going through. So read your labels. Now, the mini comes with a 2-ounce bottle of conductive gel, and it's replaceable. I sell it on my website at 4 ounce. It comes in a bigger bottle. You don't need a lot of it. You could also be using too much conductive gel. So I always tell everybody, put the conductive gel in the area you're working at the time. If it starts to dry out, you can spray it and mist it with some regular tap water, because tap water has ions in it that electrical current carries through. Or I don't have my big bottle here, my MoisturGlyde 72-hour hydration, and it's specifically made for microcurrent and LED. I also use it for microneedling. It is available on my website and comes in a big blue pump bottle. So it's important to read your labels. Sometimes I use a moisturizing mist. I either use the Neogenesis, which is also on my website, or I use my skin recovery mist because there's nothing in here but hyaluronic acid serum and water. But I always tell everybody, they say, do I have to use my conductive gel? You don't have to. You can just use water. But if you're finding that you're not getting a result with a product that you're using, most likely it's not meant to be used with microcurrent. So read your labels and look for things that could indicate that it has an oil, and also could have something that is an irritant, or what we call an active. Sometimes people don't realize, and they're using vitamin C. Vitamin C usually has an oil base in it to get into the skin. So we really want either just a pure peptide that's in they're kind of like watery, something made specifically for microcurrent. So read your labels. If you're just using some sort of facial lotion or facial cream that you have, it's most likely blocking the current. So I always tell everybody, when it comes to microcurrent and LED, if the product is pretty clear and looks like water, it's usually safe, but just double check and find out, because that's usually also the culprit. So just to review, you need to be hydrated and drink plenty of water before and after your microcurrent session. Schedule your microcurrent so it's not immediately before or after a vigorous exercise routine. If you're seeing a specific area not getting a result, most likely it has too much tension, and that's where facial massage or your anma or your gua sha come into place. You're using the unit too fast, which is usually the number 2 issue. The first one's always water. The second one is slow it down. Slow and steady. Slow and hold is what I say. Slow and hold. Slow and hold. You can do it in front. That's why I always have these portable chargers around, so I can just do it while I'm watching a movie and I'm good to go. And the other thing is, you could be using a conductive gel that you think is working, but it's blocking the current. If you have any more questions or concerns, please list them below in the comments. There's also a Facebook group where I always give more tips and tricks on microcurrent, as well as having contests, product giveaways, and you'll be the first to know if there's a sale on any of the products on my website. So thank you for watching. Click to subscribe for more skincare tips, and especially on microcurrent, and don't forget to wash your face.